I feel so detached and alienated from, is it from myself, from my life, or from other people or society? I'm not exactly sure. I just noticed that it's July and it was just January and now it's July. I don't know that my life has changed in any meaningful way. It's hard to say, it's hard to measure. Because I haven't worked in years at this point. I have no social life. Like there is nothing. And it's okay. A lot of the time, I'm just okay with it. Because I have to conserve myself, conserve my energy, try to make it to the next day. And I can get hurt so easily. It's not that, it's just the pain gets to be so overwhelming. I actually have been eating less and less food, and I just to give my digestive organs a break. And that's not a solution. Just a little bit of a temporary break. I feel bad that I'm in this kind of a situation. I feel really bad about that. But I can't focus on it. I can't dwell on it. There has to be a way through. Somehow, I thought yesterday was kind of a low for me. I just don't want to give any voice at this point to anything negative, no matter how bad things actually get. I've become less and less communicative about how things are for me. I just don't want to give those ideas room to breathe. It feels like if I were to actually make it through, I have not felt any healing really happening yet. I have memories from childhood of what resilience feels like. When you get injured or you become really sick and you actually get better, I remember there's this sort of confidence and this resourcefulness and this vitality that happens. And you actually have this life energy that comes through and you're okay and you're good again. And I remember that feeling from childhood before I started getting really sick. And nowadays, I've gone through years of being stuck in the same place, literally, not figuratively, with no social contact or very minimal social contact, no friends, no activities, no family gatherings, no family day-to-day activities. Just me. It's just me, but no work, no identity, no money. What do I have? I have my awareness, my consciousness that I'm still alive. My health, which is kind of up and down. I mean, it's very bad, but then sometimes it's a slightly better or slightly worse than that. But it's very, very low. But I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that my health is bad because I don't want to give that any more validity or reality than it already has. I mean, I want to believe that I'm doing so much better than I am. And I keep holding this hope and this belief that I'm somehow going to get through this, despite the years are kind of stacking up now. This started, well, I really started getting sick in my 20s, but my life just ended at 37, and I'm 40 now. Actually, I'm 40 and a half now. More than that. It's been more than 3 years of just a complete end. I know that pain-wise and physically, in terms of what's going on, I am in better shape now than I was 2 years ago, because at that point it was so bad that I could not even talk. I couldn't even do this. That was scary. Not scary like, oh no, I'm going to die like imminently. Scary like I'm alive and I'm actually non-functional. But I'm aware enough to know what's going on a little bit around me. Not in a coma, but like, that was really sad. That was really, really sad. And just having to get up every day and make it like, I can't even tell you. I mean, I hate that that's my story, and like the amount or level of suffering that I have now endured, it puts me at this like very strange level that most people are just not aware exists. And I'm not proud of that. And I should be, but I should be proud that I've made it through. But it just, the yearning for life. That's a hard desire to let go. To want to be here. It's hard to let that go. And I know that, I don't know, when my pain levels have gotten bad, a lot of the times I've begun having suicidal thoughts over these years. And recently, during the most recent bout of that, which was like this past week, not as bad. Don't worry, guys, I'm fine, that kind of thing. But I thought to myself, were assisted suicide legal? I don't even want to talk about this, but I was like, would I have gone through with it already? I'm afraid that I would have. So it's like, on the one hand, you can see the benefits to that is putting people out of their misery and allowing them to have dignity and choice. On the other hand, it's like, I'm glad that it's not available, because I might still have a chance, even if it's a really small chance. But struggling through that tiny little chance, I've been realistic about this. As much as I'm like so hopeful, so optimistic, I'm also aware that it's just so, I mean, it's true for everyone that life is so tenuous and fragile, but when you're really ill or really hurt, it's that much more like, it's just right there. There is no veil or like illusion that, oh, I'm just going to be fine and everything's fine and human body is amazing and resilient and everything always gets better. It's more of a, oh yeah, if I make one little mistake. Yesterday I was thinking like, yesterday was hard. I lost all of my food that was in my fridge and freezer. I was really upset. Just financially, and just, that was hard. I don't know, that just really hit me for some reason. I was pretty devastated. I had to throw out all that food, and it's like, how am I going to afford that? That was hard. And so I have not eaten as much yesterday and today. Just rice, and I made rice, and then I had some vegetables that I was able to eat. Um, but I was doing so, things were very difficult the last couple of weeks, pain wise. And one of the things that keeps me going is being able to exercise somewhat. And I don't know. I just don't want to give that up because I just, number one, I know that that makes the pain like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just very kind of alone in this space. And I'm thinking in my head, like what people would think or respond in seeing this. Oh, well, you should be in therapy. And it's like, I've been to therapy a lot in the past. And I don't have that motivation anymore. There's so many things that I don't have the desire to do anymore. Not because I'm depressed, but because the energy is just, no, I need that energy for myself. I can't waste energy looking for something. I just need that to be here, you know. As much as nice as it would, as much as it would be great to find, like, you know, someone, the right person, the right situation to talk to, have someone to talk to. Believe me, I used to be very proactive about everything, regardless of whether I was in a good mood, a bad mood, depressed, low energy, high energy. Like, everything's just changed so much since 3 years ago when something ruptured for me, and I just have never been the same since. Physically, I mean, emotionally and oddly, I mean, my mood the last couple of weeks, even though my physical condition has been deteriorating, my mood has actually still been really good, except the last like 2 days it's started to crack because it can't stay up like that forever. If the physical declines, I mean, it can, but anything's possible. But they do kind of go together. Now I'm just thinking it's late. It's 9:18 p.m. and I should just go to bed. My I cannot ever stay up late. So just these are the limitations. I know anytime that I try to do something like that, it's going to hurt me a lot. So just take these moments where I can to try and like be aware and reflect on what's going on. It's been strange. It's been a weird time. I'm fine. I think I'm okay. This is my life. I can't be mad about it. Just have to accept it. I don't need to try to, yeah, I'll just accept it, you know, and just try to make the most out of every day. It's going to be great. Just that optimistic spirit just wants to come through anyway, you know, no matter how uncomfortable I am, how much pain I'm in. It's just like, everything's going to be fine. Everything's great. I don't know if it's delusional though. It's like, because the reality, I mean, I feel like you have to just keep being optimistic and being positive. There's no other way, you know. You just you live and you die that way. You don't let even if reality seems bleak, you just don't focus there. At this stage where I'm at, you don't focus there. I used to allow all the negative things to just be. Maybe someday again I will, but not now. That's not the plan here. And which is a surprise. I've always been very like open to all the good and all the bad and all the whatever, and been able to accept and tolerate and work with all of it. And now it's like, no, you have to look in this direction and go in this direction, and that's got to be the positive one, and that's it. There is no, you don't want to look back at this point. You really don't want to look back, because what is back there is not good. It is not good. Oof. But that can be taken in a lot of different ways, what I'm saying here. Can be interpreted in many different, I mean, everything can be interpreted in many different ways. But I think that I think that the self, that's back there. Glimpsing the self, just allowing a little bit of that to emerge without looking back, without, you just let a little bit of that come forth. And don't look back. I know it's like the opposite of what one would think. It's the opposite of what I guess like wisdom would advise, which would be exactly that, backward, like looking back and inward. But I'm suggesting don't do that. Let that look out. Let that be like, just let that thing be, that self, and let it manifest itself without doing anything. I don't know who I'm talking to myself, I guess, but you don't need to do anything at this point. There's really nothing left to do at this point. And you need to let go of all these desires that you have to be happy, normal, healthy, able-bodied, part of society, working, have to be surrounded by friends and family. Let go of all these things. Doesn't matter what it is. There's no, you have to let go of all those things. That doesn't mean that they're not going to be there. I mean, you don't get to choose that at this point, I'm afraid. If you want to be on this path, which is the path that you're on, you can't get off this path. You just actually can't get off this path. You've already like made the choice. So just keep going. There's nothing else you can do at this point. You just have to commit to this path. It is a path of renunciation. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But it is a path of renunciation. That means everything. And I get that that's painful. Do you get it though? Do you? Do you really get that?